Vitya scraped a rusty streak off the sink tile with his broken fingernail and sighed. His mother had asked him to clean that spot ages ago, but he'd never had the time. Now, she probably wouldn't remember it anymore. The illness had burned away the last of her memories. For 2 weeks now, his frail, gray-haired mother hadn't left her bed. She just stared at the dusty rug on the wall and glanced at the cracked door of the lacquered cabinet. She used to dream of a new wardrobe and chest of drawers, always begging Vitya to take all the old rugs outside and beat the dust out of them. But now she looked at the room with total indifference. She had other things on her mind. The earth was already pulling her down, gripping her soul tightly. Before leaving, the saddened Vitya kissed his mother's forehead. She didn't even move. He went into the hallway, kicked off his torn slippers, and put on his heavy boots. He didn't look in the mirror before leaving. He was afraid to see the gray at his temples again. Outside was just as grim. Night was falling. By the neighboring entrance stood a black Mercedes. A tough-looking guy in a leather jacket leaned out the window, resting his hand on the door. Vitya always got anxious when he saw those types. It was the mid-90s. And even a sideways glance at a gangster could get you beaten senseless. His forever stuffed nose was a reminder of that, a souvenir from an old fracture. He walked around the building and headed toward the bus stop. He bought a cheap bottle of champagne from a kiosk, rattled for half an hour on a trolley bus, and got off near his workplace. He worked as a night watchman at a local research institute, a terrifying building, especially after dark. It was a 20-story block in Khrushchev-style brutalism, massive concrete ledges between the windows, a wide foundation with supports like rocket tails, and a dozen crooked black antennas on the roof. The lobby and cloakroom always smelled of sour sweat, and the watchman's little room stank of dust. The cleaning lady rarely came there, and Vitya hated cleaning. But over time, he got used to the smells. They didn't bother him anymore. In fact, coming to work even made him feel better. Because after his shift, his beloved Dasha, a young red-haired lab assistant, would come down to see him. They had nothing more than a few awkward kisses in the closet and 2 dates in the park, but Vitya already loved her deeply. He went to work every day just for Dasha. And today was a lucky day, Wednesday. That meant she could stay with him longer tonight. Maybe, he thought, something good would finally happen between them. Just as he was settling in, Pashka, a friend from HR, popped his head in. "Hey, Vityak, you heard the news?" "What news?" "Our Vasily Danilovich, Dasha's old boss, he's dead. Half an hour ago, they took his body away." Vitya froze. "What happened?" "Who knows? Probably his age," Pashka sniffled. "He started choking right there at work, fell down, and foamed at the mouth." "Pash, what's wrong with you?" Vitya frowned. "A man just died and you..." Yeah, I know," interrupted Pashka. "But he was a real bastard. Deserved it. The guy even bragged about groping your girl. I was going to break his face once, and get this. The lab girls said, right before he died, he croaked out, 'I'll poison you all, I'll poison you.' Then he just dropped dead. Creepy, huh?" Vitya waved him off. Pashka soon left. A few minutes later, Dasha came down, glowing and all dressed up. Vitya smelled her floral perfume and turned around, smiling. He showed her the champagne and suggested they find a couple of glasses and drink together, but she shook her head. "Vityusha, I'm so sorry, but I can't tonight. I've got great news. A producer noticed me yesterday while I was singing karaoke. Can you believe it? He said I've got an amazing voice and wants to record songs with me. I'm meeting him tonight at the studio." Vitya frowned. "What kind of guy is this? A gangster?" No, Dasha laughed, waving her hands. "A real Moscow producer. Worked with Combo. Now he's touring and scouting new talent. Said I'll perform on Morning Mail." "Dasha, maybe you shouldn't." Vitya hesitated. "My dear," she smiled softly and his heart warmed. "Don't be afraid. I'm not leaving without you. We'll earn money, move to the capital, and bring your mom too. The doctors there will help her. She'll be walking again soon. How is she now?" "Still bedridden. Not good." "Don't worry, my love," Dasha said, taking his hand. "We'll get through this. Okay, I really have to go." Vitya kissed her gently, but when she disappeared behind the door, sorrow filled his chest again. He looked at the champagne bottle, thought about drinking, then decided to save it for tomorrow. When everyone left the building, Vitya locked the main door and checked his watch. He had to make rounds every 2 hours. He wound his red alarm clock, lay on the worn-out couch, and dozed off. Again came the dream, Afghanistan, the scorching sun, the cursed village where half their unit was wiped out. His friend Misha lay nearby, stomach ripped open, bullet hole in his forehead. Borya sat bleeding on the BMP, firing his pistol and screaming. Then darkness. A whistling bullet. Pain. Always the same dream. But this time it ended differently. The footsteps didn't stop. They grew louder. Vitya jerked awake. The war was gone, but the footsteps were real. Someone was running through the corridor. He grabbed his flashlight, jumped up, dizzy from standing too fast. A spasm shot through his head. "Stop, or I'll shoot!" he shouted hoarsely, but his voice broke. The footsteps echoed toward the stairs. Vidya followed cautiously. On the 10th floor, he heard a whisper, a cold, hateful whisper. "I'll poison you." Vidya froze. His hand instinctively reached for his holster, but it was empty. The gun was gone. He realized in horror that whoever broke in must have stolen it while he slept. And then, like a bullet through his mind, came the awful thought. That whisper. Those words, the same curse Vasily Danilovich had spoken before dying. Vidya backed away, trembling. "Pashka, you bastard, is that you?" he yelled. "Trying to scare me?" Silence. Then, a rustle. The flashlight flickered and died. A shadow moved in the far corner, hunched, wrong, breathing wetly. Moonlight slipped through the window. Vitya saw it and ran. He flew downstairs, the thing chasing behind him, its footsteps pounding closer. In the watchman's room, he found the gun, lying right there on the couch. Hands shaking, he loaded it, grabbed the keys, and pointed the gun at the door. He dropped the keys. They clattered across the floor and rolled behind the metal gate. "Stop, bastard!" he shouted. "I'll kill you." From the darkness came the same rasping echo. "Poison you." He fired. The shot thundered through the corridor. When the silence fell, Vitya stood shaking, terrified he might have really killed someone. He retrieved the keys, locked the gate, and stumbled outside to smoke, trembling. Then he saw it, light glowing in a 10th floor window, but no shadow moved inside. He waited outside until morning. At 7 a.m., when the day guard arrived, Vitya left quickly, avoiding any questions. At home, the air was suffocating. His mother was barely breathing. He sat beside her, tears welling, and dialed Dasha's number. Her mother answered, crying. She told him Dasha had been murdered. They found her body by the basement of her building, white blouse soaked in blood, a bullet hole in her chest. Vitya slammed the phone down and wept. His mother groaned louder in the other room. He ran to her bedside. She clutched a small wooden icon to her chest. Her cloudy eyes already reflected death. "Mom," he whispered. "Repeat after me, please. God, forgive me. I love you. Save my soul." But she said nothing. Her wrinkled face went pale. Her lips trembled like a child's. Then, suddenly, peace came over her face, as if she accepted it all. With her final breath, her soul slipped away. Vitya sobbed, begging her to wake up. He didn't call an ambulance. Didn't tell anyone. Something inside him broke completely. The next day at work, he looked lost, silent, dazed. He sat in the watchman's room, talking to himself. By the end of his shift, he opened the champagne and drank the whole bottle. At home, the air was even heavier. His mother's body lay motionless. He covered her with a blanket, then collapsed in bed. The doorbell rang. He staggered to the door and opened it without asking. On the threshold stood a man his age. "Borya?" he gasped. His old war buddy from Afghanistan. "In the flesh," Borya grinned, hugging him. "You look awful, brother. Not eating?" They sat in the kitchen. "I'm serious now," Borya said. "All of us Afghan vets, we've got our own crew now. Businesses, car shops, bars. But listen, I heard about your grief." "What grief?" asked Vitya. "Come on, don't play dumb. The guard at your institute told me you've been wandering the halls, muttering to yourself. You shot someone that night, didn't you?" Vitya flinched. "No, I didn't kill anyone." "Sure you did," said Borya quietly. "And that's fine if that bastard deserved it, but now you've got to avenge Dasha." "Who? Dasha's dead." "Exactly. We're going after the ones who killed her," Borya said, eyes dark. Vitya trembled. "But you died in Afghanistan, Borya, in the BMP." Borya smiled faintly. "Yeah, I did." Vitya's breath caught. "Then how are you here?" he whispered. "I'm not," said Borya, tapping Vitya's forehead 3 times. "I'm right here, inside you." Vitya froze. "Now listen," Borya said, "they won't let this go. You almost killed them. Tomorrow they'll come for you. So tonight, finish it." Vitya's vision blurred. He followed Borya through the streets, numb as if floating. At the Lastoshka restaurant, Borya stopped. Take out your gun. Go. I'll wait here. Inside, 3 men were drinking. Vitya burst in, gun raised. Who's the producer? He barked. Who killed my Dasha? The men froze. One whispered, Brother, we didn't know she was yours. Please forgive us. But another muttered, He's crazy. Been coming here for months. Keep saying the same thing. Vitya blinked, confused, lost. Then it hit him like lightning. He whispered, I killed her. I shot Dasha. He dropped the gun. When he stepped outside, Borya was sitting across the street, smoking. Vidya sat beside him, trembling. Borya, he said quietly, you burned in that BMP. Yeah, Borya nodded. Then why are you here? I told you, Borya said softly. You brought me back. He smiled sadly. Now go home, brother. Bury your mother. She's been lying there for weeks already. Do it before people start to smell. Vitya stared blankly. Fix your head. You're rusted inside. Half your mind's already gone. He stood, brushed off his pants, and walked home in silence. He kissed his mother's cold cheek. I'll get you help, Mom, he whispered. Then he went to the bathroom, leaned his head against the cold tiles, and pressed the gun under his chin. Sweetheart, his mother's voice cried from the other room. Don't! Vitya froze. His eyes fell on the rusty streak in the sink.